I was born and raised in Enfield. After high school, I went overseas as an exchange student 3 times. My husband, my last year in Honduras, and I was a volunteer there at an orphanage. And my husband was redoing the office because it was a historical site. And we came back here with our last $100 in my pocket. And life has been downhill ever since, unfortunately. My husband started working at Gerber Technologies, and after the first year they downsized his job. And so then he worked with a bunch of very small companies, and every one of those got bought out or merged. So within a month in 2002, my husband and I both lost our jobs because of downsizing. I worked at Bay State Medical Center, and I was literally walked out the door by the security guards, and along with 300 other people from the hospital. I do remember hearing not so long ago that most Americans live within one paycheck from being on the street, and that's pretty much where we have been. For the first 8 years of our marriage together, we lived with my parents until we could afford to buy a home. So when we did buy our home, and my husband's youngest brother and my mother-in-law live here with us, so we are a family of 6. I'm a full-time nurse. I work in the community. I love my community because I was born and raised here. I take school substituting positions for nurses. I get called to ride buses with children who have disabilities because I work for an agency, and so if they have work, I will say yes. After my husband lost his position in 2002, he decided to go to be a self-employed electrician, and when they were doing big projects, we wouldn't get paid until the complete project was done, plus the 30 days of inspection.
I am a grandmother, widowed grandmother, raising a grandchild, and I've raised him since birth. It hasn't been easy. I lost everything. I lost my home. I lost my job. Everything just kind of came to a screeching halt, so I had to just keep trucking. Thankfully for people who have reached out and helped and guided you, you know. It's just a very different life when you've raised your family, and at 52 years old, you become a mom all over again.
I have 2 kids. I have 4 grandkids. I got 2 grandkids live with me. I've been fighting with cancer lately, but I've been doing pretty good. You know, I go to my appointments, take all my pills, what I gotta do.
I have a husband, I have 8 children, 3 are still at home, and I care for my mother. My husband is the only one that works. I stay at home, I take care of the boys and my mother, so, you know, we really don't have, it's not a great job, and, you know, after paying the bills and the car that we absolutely need, we really don't have money. We do get some food stamps, and we're really thankful for that. But in order to make the food stamps last the whole month, we gotta buy stuff that'll really fill us up, you know? And we can't afford to buy stuff like, you know, fruits and vegetables and things like that.
Well, I'm a single mom with 2 kids, one's 6 and one's 12. They attend here at Martin Luther King School, and I'm also a parent volunteer here. Yes, because right now I'm not working, so it makes it a lot easier to volunteer, that is. See my kids hungry is not something I would ever want, so with the Foodshare, it always provides something at all times in my house.
My life here in Hartford is great. I have 3 daughters. One's a neonatal nurse, one's studying to be a forensic scientist, and one is administrative assistant for the CEO at the Travelers. They're all good girls, and I was very fortunate. I had open heart surgery. After my open heart surgery, I lost practically everything in my life. The recuperation, the pain, the agony, the expense was overwhelming. One day, while crying my blue tears and thinking that God didn't love me anymore, a neighbor passed by and said, "There's a church right up the street. They help people with clothes, they help people with food." And I said, "Are you kidding?" They said, "No." So I came one day, and I stood in a line with the rest of the residents of Hartford waiting, and I met Aileen. And she brought me in, and I got food, I got clothes, I got inspirational talk, I got love, I got acceptance, and I was not made to feel like I was some crazy bum on the street who needed help. I was treated with dignity and respect, and I loved it. Where I'm at now is I am good. I just completed a job with the United States Census. It didn't last that long, but it was long enough for me to kind of save some money up. And I'm going back to school in September. And I also learned through this experience how to help others.
The Lunch Bunch was brought to my attention through Roger LeBlanc with our local food shelf, and it's been a wonderful experience. I guess it really opened my eyes to people who are worse off than you could ever imagine yourself would be. But it's been a very heartfelt experience because you're not just feeding their guts, you're feeding their souls. These kids have opened up. Some kids don't have a place to play outside because they're in a dangerous neighborhood. Well, they're come here and they're footloose and fancy free. So it really has made a lot of changes in little kids and parents. They come in happy. They're thankful.
There is a part where you have to put your pride in your pocket and say, for the good of my family, I am the face of my family. They have never seen my husband, they have never seen my mother-in-law, and they've never seen my brother-in-law because it's too shameful for them. Even my children will not work at the food shelf because they don't want their friends from school to know. And I don't mind putting myself out there because I have seen people in far worse situations than I.
At first, they were like, "Mom, you're gonna go stand in line to get some vegetables and fruit?" And I'm going, "Yeah, why? Why not? It's for our own good." One day I had my son Zachary, and they were giving, for some reason, Peeps, little Easter marshmallow Peeps. And they've been hooked ever since. Now they're like, "Oh, we got the salad from there." And they're actually eating salad. We eat salad almost every day. All of our produce comes from here. It's made us healthy.
They helped me find a dentist. And they helped me with some other stuff, some like rent rebate, some housing, energy program. Tell you about a lot of different stuff that's going on that they can help you with.
And I would like to thank Foodshare. I would like to thank your foundation. I would like to thank all the volunteers, everybody that has any type of involvement to make this truck come through here, even the mechanics that fix it when it breaks down. We are very, very thankful and appreciative of everything that we receive here.
The need is overwhelming. I never knew the need was this big. You know, you never know until you get into a situation, but the need is overwhelming. And the people who do stand in the lines, they are grateful. They may not be able to come up to you and say thank you, or a lot of them can't even express how they feel, but when we go out and we're walking away, they're grateful, there's tears in their eyes, and they're thankful, very thankful, and I am too.